Lovelocks, bring you another episode of Wake Up with Luckless. Haven't done this for a long time. For those of you that are new to the show, Lovelocks. Oh god, that wasn't supposed to happen. I talk about gaming, read some gaming news, give you my opinions. Often I have a guest on the show, and we just shoot the shit. And I eat my breakfast. You guys get to watch me eat my breakfast. So anyways, what I have this morning is, I was lazy. So I've got a Egg McMuffin. Here it is. Hash brown. It's I've got this first time I've done this with this microphone, so it's gonna be a bit weird to eat this microphone in my face. And I got McDonald's coffee. And yeah, it's a lot easier when I have someone else here to talk to, because they can fill in the gaps while I'm eating. But okay, whatever. I think I'll have someone. I think I'll do this again tomorrow, hopefully, and I'll have someone to talk to then. All right, so let's take a look. I am a PC gamer at heart, so this is kind of the first site that I go to. McLuckless, Lovelocks. Hey, Holy Pumpkin. And also, I've got the chat up on the screen, so we've got some chat participation in the show. Steam controller. I can take a look at it. I actually read through this article before, and the Steam controller, a lot of what they had to say is basically what I thought about it. The pads aren't quite up to par. They're not a replacement for a mouse. So the idea behind this controller is that it's supposed to be a replacement for mouse and keyboard for the PC. So you can play from your couch on Steam Big Picture. You're really excited for it. Okay. Holy Pumpkin's really excited for it. I don't think it's, from what these guys are saying, it's nothing special. It's got issues. They said the body, it's comfortable, but it'll take some getting used to if you're used to the Xbox controller. One of the big problems is the buttons are too small, and you're going to use them a lot. And you can just tell the placement's not all that great. Yeah, and the pads aren't a replacement for a mouse, but they did like the addition of the analog stick, which I don't think the controller originally had. And lack of feedback, yeah. So the touchpads give you a bit of haptic rumble. The right pad is just an empty concave circle with no ridges. Oh, it's present in an earlier iteration of the design. Other physical elements communicate to your brain exactly where your thumb is positioned. Perhaps this will work well for mouse lock. I'm more familiar with it, but it feels imprecise compared to using an analog stick. You can run the stick around its ring to feel exactly where you position. So yeah, I think what's going to happen with this is it's going to take people too long to get used to it, and they're just going to go back to their old controllers. And maybe the second, third iteration of this will hit. I don't know. So Holy Pumpkin, what is it that? Why are you so excited for the Steam controller while I eat my Egg McMuffin? He's saying I struggled through normal difficulty Left 4 Dead 2 as well. Relying even on the 180-degree turn button to navigate. Oh, it's pretty bad. Confusion of using it in tandem with Steam Big Picture via the Steam Link. Thought the concept is something new. First heard of it. That the touchpad would feel like a joystick. Yeah. I think the idea was that the touchpad was supposed to replace the mouse, right? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Also, so they're saying regular controller was simple enough, but things got messy when we tried to use a couple sync controllers as well as the Xbox 360 controller. Duck Game both seem to be recognized as the first player's input, and in both Duck Game and Left 4 Dead 2, the Xbox 360 controller's joystick refused to navigate the menu. No. It's going to be really, really buggy. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it's, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized, oh my god, I hate morning. Say DYT. The more I realized that it's just not, it's not going to work. Like, it's going to take a lot of effort to make it do what they want it to do. And it might not ever be able to compete. There's a reason why this design, the mouse design, has worked for so long.
Shut up.
It's 9 in the morning here.
Shut up.
Alright, what else is interesting on the page? Well, it's gotta be, what? DYT, I think you're central, aren't you? So it's like 8 in the morning for you. Controller-based UI for Divinity Original Sin. Not really interesting to me. I haven't played the game yet. I should. This one. This is one I wanted to talk about. Payday 2 gets microtransactions despite devs saying it wouldn't. I'm a big... I really don't like microtransactions. If microtransactions means that it's going to give you some kind of advantage in the game. And I think that's the kind of connotation that this term has right now. Got up to like 40 viewers last night. Got a few days for my daughter's daughter last night. Some people were so toxic. Central. That's cool. What were you, DYT, what were you playing? You got so many viewers. It's freaking amazing. Oops. That's awesome, DYT. I figured that would take off for you. It's a really good idea, and I think there's a lot of people that would be interested in seeing that. Unfortunately, like, I'm not surprised that you got toxic people, like, because it's not really, like, Twitch doesn't really have the demographic for that. Brand's a professional model, and she tweeted out the stream, so that helps. That's cool. Yeah, for sure that helps. The problem is, like I said, Twitch doesn't have really, like, a family demographic. But I think, as the gaming community gets older, that kind of thing could really be something that would pick up. Yeah, they do get toxic on the internet, but one thing that I've been amazed by is how untoxic the Twitch community is. Aside from, like, some pockets, most people that I've met are really cool, and the trolls that I've met are just, like, not... Generally, they're not offensive, but when you got a kid involved, it's easier for the offensiveness to ramp up, right? Alright, so developer Overkill has added microtransactions to Payday 2 after stating on multiple occasions that it wouldn't. They're part of the Black Market update. I mean, that's smart that they called it the Black Market update, but... So it allows players to crack open safes to claim random loot drops. You need to microtransact. This is a UK site, by the way, which probably is another reason why I like it. Real money to buy consumable drills. They'll be able to bust them open. Ha! Okay, what do you get? Other games feature similar systems, but many of their developers have previously categorically denied that microtransactions be in their game. 2013 producer Elmer Listro wrote that we've made it clear that Payday 2 will have no microtransactions whatsoever. Shame on you if you thought otherwise. Wouldn't let my daughter see the chat, and that helps curb the toxicity. People turned on the trolls really quickly, so that was nice. Yeah, you just ban them. Just gotta ban them, man. Sorry, you should have PM'd me. I would have come and if I'd known you got that many viewers. If I was awake, I would have come to mod it, because I fell asleep early last night. Okay, the following month, in response to worries that might be added in the future, former lead designer David Goldfarb replied, former lead designer. No, God, I hope not. Never know. Yeah, so yes, Payday 2 now features microtransactions. Those bot-safe loot drops comprise weapon skins that can either be used yourself or it's sold on the Steam Workshop. Oh, okay, well, whatever. Wow. People are so reactionary. And the Steam page is in the process of being drowned by negative reviews. Okay, well, whatever. Like, if it's just skins, who cares? It's fine with me. Only community I've ever been involved in completely without toxicity is Christopher Odds, which you're all part of. Yeah. I've spoken to him. He's got the toxic people too. Like, apparently when he released that the Polish episode of The Witcher 3, he got a lot of negativity for that. One person flamed me for playing music in the background from Pandora. I shouldn't play copyrighted music. Yeah, DYT, I don't know about, like... I do it sometimes also. I play copyrighted music. In terms of, like... It's kind of normal. Like, streamers do that all the time, even big streamers. It's just... I guess when it comes into a gray area for me, it's when you're making money off of it. But even then, like, I don't know. I try to avoid using copyright music. Sometimes I want to, like, add a bit of flair to a broadcast, so I use it. But luckily for me, my brother makes music, and that's what you're hearing in the background there. It's my brother's music, and it just meshes really well with the style of channel that I'm going for. So I usually play that, like, before my broadcast and at the end. It makes sure that my VODs aren't muted, and so that I can upload them to YouTube as well. I don't think it matters either way. Oh, right, the Polish episode, I remember that, you're right. Really call the people who flamed that episode part of the community. You're right. Yeah. You're right. It's usually the, like, casual people that stop by that will do the flaming. So this, I don't know, this Payday 2 gets microtransactions despite devs saying it wouldn't. It's much ado about nothing. You got these former head developers saying they wouldn't do it, and they clearly replaced those people. They decided to go that way. I'm fine with it. I mean, it sucks that they went against their motto, and maybe they should have handled it differently, but if it's just for like skins and stuff, I don't care. Enough of that. Oh, this is a big one. For all of you Dota 2 fans out there, Navi is dead. Wow. Yeah, they're fine as long as they buy you no advantages. And if it's just skins, then, I mean, you could argue that sometimes that could be advantageous, but usually it's not. Like, it could... Which I'm like, camouflage skin. I guess it could help you, but for the most part, that kind of stuff doesn't really help you in terms of gameplay. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with Navi's Dota 2 squad, they were kind of the biggest thing in Dota for years. Famously, their series against Alliance in the International 3 was probably what got me like really into Dota, which is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Not being being new to the esports community really got me hooked on it, and ever since I've watched a lot of Dota 2, and I've even watched some League of Legends pro games, some StarCraft 2, not so much CS:GO. But this is like the end of an era. They basically stuck with the same core, like 2 or 3 core players throughout their existence. And this, like last year, they barely made the international, which I went to see live, and then this year, they're ranked like 40 something. They were ranked 40 something on Ghost of Gamers. So they're like, there's clearly an issue with Dendi and Havos, who are the 2 main players on Navi for years. And then Funnick was probably the third most, was definitely the third most common player on their team, other than Puppy, probably. So yeah, they're gone. It's the end of an era. And it's funny because this Navi has been disbanded, as Alliance, who is their main competitor, have had a resurgence with like basically the same squad that they had success with before. So Alliance wins in the long run. Born to win. Yeah. Hey, Valctor, what's up? Sounds arrogant as fuck. My name isn't Lenny. It's a bit arrogant, but whatever. Exactly, Valtir. Everyone, not everyone, but anyone that has like a passing interest in esports knows about Navi, and Dendi more specifically, I think. So yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I always had a soft spot in my heart for Navi because they really built Dota 2. They were the reason why Dota 2, aside from Valve's like commitment to making the prize pool so big, they're probably one of the main reasons why Dota 2 is so popular right now. Going good. How is you? I'm alright. I haven't done this show for a while. I used to do this twice a week on Saturdays and Sundays, and I gotta get back to it because I gotta start waking up earlier, more consistently. Really getting hungry right now. Yeah. McDonald's, by the way, if you want to sponsor my morning show, I'm all for it. What else is cool? What else is cool? Giving away a bunch of old games and demo discs. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the PC Gamer was moving offices and they found a bunch of old games to get rid of. Grey Goo free to try this weekend on Steam. Oh, let me try that one out. I don't really want to talk about League of Legends. I don't know enough about it. Valve isn't interested in advertising on Steam. Thank God. Navi's part of the reason I got into esports and wanting to stream. They're massive inspiration. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Dendi is like a force of nature. It's just the Dota 2 squad though. I think they have other teams that are still going. Grey Goo's wannabe SC2. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's an RTS. Someone say League of Legends. This is interesting. I actually voted for these because that's how I got Bioshock Infinite. If you voted, they had this promotion where if you voted for the golden joysticks, you could get Bioshock Infinite for $1. So I did that. Great piece of games, and there are 2 indie delights like Kerbal Space Program, go toe to toe with giants like Grand Theft Auto 5, Pillars of Eternity, facing off against Alien Isolation. I mainly wanted to vote also because I wanted Her Story to win some awards. So I thought it was one of the most interesting games that I've played in years. What's nominated for like Ultimate Game of the Year? I can't skip. It's annoying. So yeah, if there's a game that you guys are interested, that you really liked, you should go vote, I guess. I don't know if I care that much about it actually. Well, the difference between me pirating it and getting a game for $1 is it's a legit copy of the game. And these days I'm short on money, so if they're, I mean, the other thing is that I'm getting the game to stream it, so I think even if like only a few people watch me play and are interested in getting the game, it's like free advertising for them. And you know, that game's a bit older now. I don't feel bad about it, basically is what I'm saying. And having a legit copy of the game makes me feel a bit better about playing it, because anytime I've tried to pirate a game on PC, it never really works properly. But I'd happily, and I don't agree with pirating. Like, having gone to school for game development, I understand how much work goes into these things. So, I don't, I used to pirate games a lot when I was younger, but I don't do it anymore. But you're right, I see what you're saying. They're not making any money off of it. But I think me streaming it offsets the costs that they lose, or the money that they lose a little bit. I wanted to talk about a game that that actually Christopher Odd put me onto called Kingdom, which I think looks really cool. If you guys haven't heard of it, that's one of the things I wanted this show to be about also, is highlight games that you guys might not have heard of that you should probably check out. Let's see if I can find anything on it. I know it's on the Steam store. It's basically like a 2D side. It's not even really side scroller because it's. Maybe I'll just throw up some gameplay from Chris's YouTube. I'm sure he won't mind. Didn't mean you should feel bad. I was just rather criticism marketing a game for $1 friggin' dollar. Really hard selling piece of work for $1 or just disrespectful to the artist. Well, it's not. I mean, yes, disrespectful. I wouldn't call it disrespectful. I just say it's not giving them their full credit for sure. So yeah, you guys should follow Christopher Odd as well. Great guy
here, and this is a game called Kingdom. Now, Kingdom's kind of an interesting game for me. First of all, it's very different from what I normally play, but it's gripped me.
I'm just gonna fast forward a bit here.
Just showing.
So it's got this really cool aesthetic.
So I'm going to build another
Really cool 2D. It kind of reminds me of Le Petit Prince, if you guys are familiar with that
What's this guy doing?
novel. It's French, so you guys probably aren't. And you basically build up this kingdom, and there's some resource management. But what I like about it is it doesn't tell you exactly how to navigate the world and what different things do. So it's like you're exploring the mechanics at the same time as exploring the kind of story that you build for yourself.
I don't know what you're doing out there.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Maybe you're.
Remember trying Kingdom? It's pretty fun.
Maybe he does the hunting because we did get a bunch of coins there.
Just watch for Chris DMCAing you. Shit.
Less efficiently, I'm not sure. Whoa, see, there we go. He just got attacked, dropped his hammer, picked it up. We're good. Good job.
Does that every time. XYZ is kind of interesting to me. Yeah.
Up the wall.
So you actually tried this game, Doctor?
Your builder has to walk over and actually do it, which sounds like silly, obviously, when you say it out loud, but it makes a significant difference on how your strategy goes. Because you can't just assume things are going to get built up right away. Like,
so I think I'm going to play this game
he was off doing his
when
own
it comes out, and I think it comes out
to go out and explore as much as we can. Now let's see.
No, you couldn't have.
No, we don't have enough here.
Unless he has a preview copy of it,
Keep looking.
because it's not out yet.
We will eventually stumble on a gate that looks like it's.
You sure you played it? Or unless it's out on different system. It comes out the 21st of October. If you guys are interested, it looks really cool. And I like this style of game. They're taking risks and they're trying something different. So I like to showcase that.
This is, let's see. Oh, we don't have.
Another game I'm looking forward to actually is Overwatch. I'm kind of excited for it. Where was that? There's a thing on that here. Kingdoms of Amalur, yeah. Yeah, because the game's not out yet. There's another cute RTS RPG Little King story coming to PC. Kind of sounds the same.
Able to see the universe in a totally new way.
Oh, here it is. Overwatch is all about its guns. So this is by Blizzard, and it's like, I think it's supposed to be like a Team Fortress 2 competitor. So it's got some aspects of MOBAs and FPS, first-person shooters. Basically, what Blizzard does is they take an established genre of game, right, and then they look at all of the games that are out there, and they take little bits and pieces from those games, the good parts, right, and they kind of try to like redesign the bad parts, and they combine them into like a game, and then they try to, I think they try to iterate on it over and over and over again until it becomes good. So that's kind of what they did with Heroes of the Storm. They looked at all of the MOBAs and they tried to take the best parts of them and tried to like trim off the worst parts, and tried to come up with a game that's like casual people would like, but also has some depth that like experienced mobile players would like. And DYT Games, knows what I'm talking about. He's a big fan of that game, and I like it too. It's just, I'll always go back to Dota 2 because it's harder, it's more interesting to me, it's more challenging. It's always, even though it's the same map every time, it's always feels like a unique experience. I really play any Blizzard game except Warcraft 3 back in the day. So yeah, let's take a look. Overwatch has a turret builder and a medic with a heal beam. It's not the carbon copy of Team Fortress 2 you might think. Has a hero with a rocket launcher that can soar through the air, but it's not like Quake. So many team-based shooters entering the market. It's easy to fall into cultural trap of playing a comparison game instead of feeling specifically like one game. Many of Overwatch's heroes feel like homages to other styles of shooters. Exactly. See, like they looked at shooters and they tried to pick the best stuff from them. Jeff Camplin even comparing McCree's weighty revolver to Gordon Freeman's Colt Python. All come together, the whole feels very different than the sum of its parts. It was much harder and more challenging than HOTS, but HOTS is more fun for me personally. I still think Dota is more fun, because I just get bored of HOTS. It is meant to be more casual, but there's quite a bit of depth there. A lot of the depth is in coordinating with your team, making sure you guys are using your abilities at the right time, and making sure you're making sure that you're on the same page, getting objectives, like map objectives at the same time. And there's a bit of depth in the builds, but there tends to be a few good builds that work generally. Just absolute trash at it. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm above average at Dota, but I'm still not godlike in any way, shape, or form. And I've played a lot, but like, I'm not great at HOTS, but like it's clear to me that the stuff that I've learned in Dota, like I can pretty easily pick up a new character really fast in HOTS. Like in Dota 2, it takes me about like 10 games to get relatively proficient at a hero. And that's just like kind of using the same build every time. That's not even being able to like customize the build to the situation, like which players are on my team and which players on the other team, and kind of like the game situation. That takes a lot of playthroughs, but I think I get the hang of a HOTS hero in about 3 games. Like I can usually play the hero passively, like at an average level after like 3 games. So this really interests me just to see what they're gonna do with just to see what Blizzard can do with all of these like genre conventions. Tempered by its character's rather bland-looking abilities, at the time I had played Overwatch, I was voicing my concerns based on only what I had seen in videos and teasers. Fortunately, the rampant popularity of MOBAs had trained me to judge a character first and foremost by their abilities, which meant I completely missed what really makes Overwatch heroes special, their guns. Ah, okay. Now I've played Overwatch, I don't think I was off base in saying many of the characters have bland ability kits. Their unique weapons give each of them a compelling personality and playstyle. Ah, okay, interesting. HOTS is more intuitive to pick up a hero as opposed to Dota, Smite, League of Legends. Yeah, the thing about the heroes in Heroes of the Storm is they have specific ability combos, and there's maybe a couple of them per hero. And once you figure those out, then you kind of figure the hero out. Play Dota to golf and HOTS to dodgeball. Dota is hard to be good at, but when you hit the long drive or hole in one, it's satisfying. HOTS for everyone. Yeah. That's a good comparison, DYT. That's a good comparison. Although you can still enjoy golf if you're shit at it, because you just you get really drunk and drive the cart around like an idiot. And that's what a lot of people do in Dota. You just fucking troll and they have a good time. Dota dodgeball is hard as fuck if played right. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That goes along with DYT's argument, though. Like, it's any game has depth if you're playing at a higher level, and HOTS definitely has that. What's good about HOTS is the games are short, so if you end up with like a shit team, you usually have to spend like 10 minutes with them tops. Tried to play as many different heroes as I could in my 3-hour session at Blizzard HQ. I was shocked to find that Symmetra ended up being one of my favorites. Ekame, I was completely underwhelmed by what the support characters, my preferred role, had to offer. Symmetra's ability is a tiny point-and-click shield. Small placeable turrets and a teleporter aren't going to win any awards for innovation, but her role within my team became abundantly clear only after I had spent a couple of rounds playing as her, especially after I saw the power of her gun. Overwatch's maps have lots of side paths and ways to sneak around your enemies. This match is all about zoning. Oh, that sounds like fun. Your alternate fire is an incredibly powerful charged attack that slowly moves in a straight line. Hits for massive damage and moves so slowly that it's simple to dodge, but forcing enemies to dodge ended up having surprising utility as an area denial technique. I could drop a few small turrets to defend a side path while I zoned people off of the main road with my alternate fire. If anyone managed to break through our lines and get close, my gun's main fire, a short range but powerful damage beam that locks onto an enemy, hurt enough to force them away. Okay. The surprising standout was Torbjorn, dwarfish turret builder. I expected a pretty standard place a turret, upgrade, and defend it hero, but once again, this gun surprised and excited me. This isn't just a store brand shotgun that TF2's engineers left to use in a comfortably close situations. Instead, I could actually be an important offensive player with his rivet gun, dealing good damage at mid to long range with a bursty alternate fire that's downright lethal in close quarters. In other case, the simple abilities resulting in a compelling playstyle thanks to his primary weapon. The characters got even more complex when I started really working with my team. Timer ultimates and ability usage. We'd be feeding bodies into a well-fortified choke point until we all took a moment, slow down, and push through together. Overwatch's focus on team play over the glory of an individual will help set it apart from competition like Lawbreakers. Never heard of that game. And the announcement will have built-in voice chat. Why did they not do that for Heroes of the Storm? Oh, it blows my mind. Blows my mind that they wouldn't do that for Heroes of the Storm, but they're doing it for this. Ugh. Slightly unusual for Blizzard game, right? Should raise the quality of the average solo queue game, being able to swap characters mid-match. What? Swap characters mid-match. It's also incredibly important to quickly adapting to your opponent's strategies. Organizing combos with your team. You can swap. Wow. Sounds like kind of like Unreal Tournament instead of TF2. So you can change heroes out. That's weird. By the end of my play session, we were already starting to get a picture of whose ultimates work best together. Kaplan said that he thinks that's okay. You know, that's not a bad idea that you can swap heroes out. Kaplan said that he thinks each hero is defined by their ultimate ability, but I think it's all about their gun. Consistently, the thing that made a hero's ability kit finally makes sense. Dictates the pace that heroes played at. Tracers, SMGs, and McCree's revolver fire quickly and reload often, while Reinhardt's hammer and Zarya's particle cannon hit hard and slow-paced bursts. With ability-based heroes, it's easy to get caught up in the MOBA comparison, and with a few familiar playstyles, it's easy to point out Overwatch's similarities to other shooters. The characters are defined by their firearms. Yeah, but like, okay, this guy's... A firearm is just another ability. So, the feel of the game is defined by how those characters interact with each other. See, like in Dota, the character's defined by their abilities and also the items you buy. So basically, you can take a character that's supposed to be in a certain role, and you can get items that support that role, or you can get items that turn them into something else. Usually, you get items that support your role, but if your team composition or the game situation requires it, you can get items that will help you do more damage or hit harder with your right clicks, you know. Or even if you're someone who's supposed to do a lot of damage, maybe you farm fast and your team needs some defensive item that's going to help you, so you can do that. So, this exists in MOBAs as well. But the problem is that, like, with the guns, it's not like you can get a different gun for someone. So you can't really change, like, the heroes, one of their abilities is the gun. So I don't really buy his point. Break the meta. It's not really breaking the meta in Dota, that's part of the game. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm done my breakfast. Kind of gone over some of the stories that interested me. Anything you guys want to talk about before I wrap it up? While I'm waiting for you to respond, I'll probably be playing some more Bioshock Infinite later today. And after I finish that, if I'm supposed to be playing Mass Effect 3 at the same time as Cthulhu Smash. No idea. Talk about your dreams and aspirations. That's for another stream. Holy Pumpkin. But thank you. I'm also going to do Techno Babylon at some point, which is probably a game you guys haven't heard of, but it's by the developer of... The fuck is the name of that game? It's an adventure game. By the developer of Gemini Rue, which looks really interesting to me. I still have to finish Mass Effect 2, which I'm debating whether or not I'm going to stream. I might as well stream the end of it, so you guys can see how I finish it off. So that's what's going on for me this month, and then coming up next month, I'm going to be doing all co-op games. So if you guys are interested in playing a game with me, get a hold of me on Twitter. Probably is the best way to do it, at Andrew Erdeg. Let me know if there's a game you want to play. I'll add you to the list and see if we can connect on that. If you enjoyed this and you want to watch me live, you're watching on YouTube, check me out at twitch.com/AndrewErdeg. If you're watching on Twitch, you want to check me out on YouTube, it's twitch.tv/Luckless Lovelocks, not Andrew Erdeg. It's and it's youtube.com/Andrew Erdeg. I really got to sync those up at some point. It's kind of annoying, I imagine, for people. The end of Mass Effect 2 is marvelous. Excellent. I look forward to that. I think I'm pretty close to the end. I just haven't played it for a while. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to stop streaming for a bit, and I'll be back later today with some Bioshock Infinite. This is Luckless Lovelocks, signing off for now.